Hello my friends, I'm back. So it's been a little while, and that's because I've had a lot of things going on, and I've opened up quite a few things since my last video, and I will be getting them all edited. But I found out through a bad experience with another Batman. It's not terrible, but if you don't get these things opened within 30 days and there's something wrong with it, you are not covered under Prime One's replacement policy. So we're almost exactly at the 30-day mark. I had a hard time getting to these with everything going on, but we got to get them open, and we got to get them open now. Now, this is one of the last Prime One statues I have on pre-order right now. It's actually the last one. Now, that's not to say there isn't other Prime One statues I want, because there is. I love the Batman Forever Batman, the Panther suit. Sonar suit, we got the hot toys of those, but the Panther suit is amazing. I want that cave that's basically a remake of that fan art that I've never done a video about, where we got it mixed matched, where part of it's painted and part of it's not, part of it's a kit. But I love the cave with the Alfred. And they also did something really recently. I don't even remember what it was. Oh, no, that was more recent, but the 89 Batman with the Bruce. Very cool. Now the Batman's in a weird pose, but with his cape down and that Bruce, I think it's awesome. Other than that though, I've been kind of in this like slow period. Like, we're still buying cool stuff, mostly non-licensed figures, because the licensing, it feels like those figures have kind of slowed down. I feel like McFarlane is kind of burning out with what he's doing. Not him per se, but I think I'm burning out on McFarlane because he's constantly putting out the same figures, just repainted. There's too many exclusives now. Then they come out in a triple pack later, and it's just like, you know what? I'm going to get the ones that I really care about, but you can't collect everything anymore. It's like there's too much of everything going on. And at the same time, we got no media that's even worth watching. Everything's just so bad nowadays that it's like we're going back to old movies and comics and watching that and enjoying that. But that leads me to this. We got The Dark Knight. Oh, so these say DKIII Master Race all over them. Huh. I was actually under the assumption that this was actually just The Dark Knight Returns. But we got Batman fighting Superman. We'll just say The Dark Knight Returns because that's what I was going with. But we got this statue. When I seen this go up for pre-order, when I knew it was coming out, this was the one where I was so excited. I kind of wish I had waited on getting the Superman where he's walking kind of on the tank platform once I seen this. But then I was like, you know what? That's a beautiful piece. I think it's all going to go very nicely. This seems to be the base. And this thing is massive. Until now, Bane's base has been the biggest, most hard to accommodate. You can see I got him in a corner, and it's kind of fashioned. But I think I got the right place for this thing to go. And let's get it open and see what's going on with this. All right, so here's our instructions. What's going to be in what. You can see there is a bunch of different steps to this. And this right here is going to be our base. Whew.
That is huge.
Yeah. That is probably as big as the table. There's a reason I was doing this one on the floor. This is the table we normally open on, and the base is bigger than this table. This will be our Superman box. And our Superman. This will be our Batman box. And our Batman. Wow. All right. the Prime 1 Studio. Huh. The Premium Prime 1. Prime 1, Lemon Lime. Oh, that's Prime 1 Strike. That's pretty good. I like that they put cigarettes there. Usually, things are really weird about marketing cigarettes and guns. Warner Brothers is weird about both of them. If you guys remember the Queen Studios Joker, where he's sitting in his chair and he's like this, they never put the cigarette. They put a paintbrush in his hand like he was doing his makeup, just because they couldn't market the cigarette. So strange. I don't even know. Oh shit. Oh God. I'm 6 foot tall. This thing has to weigh a good 80, maybe even more. Number 132 of 600. So, we want this to be the first piece. Well, you can see the snow around his boots. I love when Batman's in this armor. And there we go. So he's just kind of awkward, you know? We gotta dig Superman out. Jeez, he is packing a package in here. Look at that thing. Wow. Oh, I love the snow effect on these boots. This is absolutely awesome. His suit is not quite the same texture as the original. Oh, look at all that snow on his leg right here. His suit's not exactly the same texture as it was on the one where he's walking. Now, the one thing we do got to do before we put him in, and I probably should have made this a top priority. We need this hand. You see, jeez, you're not even gonna see his nails. I just love the amount of detail that goes into these things nowadays. All right, this is his backhand. Wait. No, it's this hand. That was a little confusing. All right. Now I want to be careful. Oof. Okay. Oh, how cool. It's like him getting hit down to the ground. His hand like crushed the ground right around here. Now I know these capes are dope, but I almost wish some of these were mixed media. I know a lot of people think that's crazy or sacrilege or whatever, but I do think mixed media, with its weight, yeah, I think that's just the way it turned out. I don't think there's anything that you can change about that. Very cool. Just like the one from The Dark Knight Returns that we have already opened. It's so weird, but look at this. You see these like swirls? This is from the way it gets printed. It's almost like there's, I don't know, you get these in prints. I'm pretty sure there's, like, they're not meant to be there, but it just ends up happening that way. I'm not saying they did anything wrong. I think that's just where the technology is, and with something so large, it's more noticeable, I guess. Now this is kind of scary because we have an actual peg that we're trying to put in there. Okay. That's pretty cool though. Wow. Not only is this base huge, but his cape has to stick out a little bit on top of that. So here's our hand. Very nice. I'll just put that right in here. Normally I would have had this turning, but this thing is way too big to even try to put it on the turntable. I don't think the turntable would even turn with it. So we're moving on to the second page. We're going to be doing things like putting the trash can out here. This statue's like literally just capturing a moment in time. You can see this bent up trash can. It's very light. Now this just goes right like that. They want us doing the whole trash can next. Oh, this thing is heavy. So we got a bunch of beer cans and pop cans and cigarettes and all kinds of things. All the heft is coming from down here. And we know this is going to go right here. It's funny how many cigarette butts there are, considering you can't put cigarettes with any collectibles nowadays. But this comic was made in the 80s. Alright. So the arrow broken with the gas coming out of it. And now this thing, it's pretty heavy in its own right. What the heck?
No, it's more towards the palm, like inside.
Oh, it's at a weird angle. Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez, I can't believe that thing's so heavy and it goes there. Now this other part of the arrow. I think it just sits under there. That don't make sense though. Oh, like this. It's kind of touchy though. I think it would be like set in stone, but it's not. Oh, wow. That pulled it right in there. So that's all stuff that you're not going to be able to see from that angle. You see him right down here in the back and under his butt. And the other piece right here. And the only time you would do this helmet is if you have him only wearing his Bruce face. Let's see where that soda can is though too. So it's basically just a soda and some trash, and it can go back here instead. These things just makes it heavier and heavier. So we got a full-size fire extinguisher, and this is going to be sitting behind our Batman. It's going to come straight over here. There we go. You can see where it basically got heat visioned. It's basically like everything here has been damaged throughout this fight. Like this thing has been going on. Now, for those of you that know, it says when Batman taps into the power grid, geez, if you did not have these instructions, this would be a nightmare. How scary. Very good magnet, holding it in there. I believe this is the next, no, that's a neck seal. I love the imprint. You can see these veins in his neck. This is where our little blood splatter is gonna go. I dig the blue highlights in his hair. I could just imagine how cool it looks from that angle over there. Look at this monster of a glove. Now the Dark Knight Returns movie, the animated one, is one of my favorite, well, both of them. But it's one of my favorite things Warner Brother Animation ever did. Absolutely loved it. So we're gonna have a couple variations of shoulder here. One for each of these arms. Guess the only way to know is to look at the key registration over here. And it is not this one. There we go. It feels wobbly, but the magnet's heavy in there, so that'll hold. So the DX version has this extra arm, and that's where this one goes to. It just looks so much bigger. They have this wiggle room in there. Now I don't know if this is the arm I'll be using In the pictures it looked unnatural, but we'll have to judge in real life. We'll see how it holds up. Here's our sonar emitting gun. How cool is that? Such a strong looking piece of weaponry. And what we're gonna do is this little thing I pulled out over here. That just hooks right in there. Pretty strong magnet. Just goes right there. I guess it don't look bad in real life, huh? No? Pretty cool? We'll try the other one though, too. This is actually pretty light. Oh, nice. So we put 2 double A's in here. And then this. Oh, it's got a strong magnet. I'll have to put some double A's in there right away. We'll get it after we put this whole thing together. We want this neck seal. Let's go ahead and take a look at these now. We got, oh, how cool. Look at that underbite he's got going on right there. It's like you can almost feel the 2 layers of teeth. So, batteries go in these. I wonder, did it come with these batteries? Is it cool? Mm-hmm. Let's see here. But they did not put these in here. So, put felt in the bottom of each of these. Oh shit. Okay, saw this in the instructions. They want you to hold under there, under his jaw when we take it off. Look at this. So he's got about the same facial expression, but the heads so much different. This is kind of like, this one looks like a mix between the BVS and the concept for the BVS. Very cool. It's got the very BVS back to it and the ears to it, but this one's much smoother, very comic like. We'll try this one out on there. Looks pretty cool too. I do like this one though. And if where it came with one head, if you bought the normal version. Oh, yep, this one opens too. It tells me exactly what kind of batteries I need. But this is our part Bruce head. You can see his eyes way in the corner like he's looking over. It's very cool. It's all ripped up. Ooh, that one fits on there good. This one's a little scary. And now for the one that I was excited about. Look at that. How cool is that? And that's the head. And that makes this helmet back here make a lot of sense. This thing is just enormous. Wow. I really like that head. That's my favorite head. All right. Now let's just try this before I go get some batteries to put in the light. Because I didn't think I was gonna like that arm up there. It just looked really unnatural in the prototype photos and everything, but I did dig the gun. But in real life, I gotta say I actually do like it. But this one makes it feel like he's just straight up brawling him at this point. This is quite possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen, statue-wise. Just wow. All right, so I picked up these batteries on Amazon, and it came with 2 of these packs. So you can see you get 10 in one pack, and then 10 in another. And this is what I got left. With these heads, you're just gonna put 2 of them right in the bottom, and our button is right there. Very easy. Oh, look how good that looks. How nice. It looks like he literally fabricated this in his work, in his cave, just hammering it out. Very nice looking head. We're gonna put the batteries in the other ones. So we got this head. I believe I don't have the thing right next to me, and it's been about a week. But I believe this was one of the exclusive heads. Just gonna pop these. See how easy they go in? Oh shit. Wow. So our button what the heck? Oh. Is magnetic too. Telling you, these lights look really cool. If you're seeing this in real life, I mean, this sculpt too, very crude. It looks like the kind of like the prototype they were doing for Ben Affleck. That's really cool. And then this is our straight up comic style. Oh, that one's got a strong magnet. Let's see. Oh yeah, the button comes right out of there too. It's pretty cool. I really dig how easy they made this, and you can see there's like velvet right here. That's just where the magnets are. Wow. I do think this is my favorite of the helmeted heads, but here's an idea. The 2 together. And these are the same, just one is ripped up. Jeez, they look so good with this light on. Let's go ahead and check out what they look like on him. With this 4K on, everything just looks so crisp from behind the camera. So let's see here. Here's our classic one. I don't know if, oh my goodness. Wow, he looks so good with those lights on. Oof, I was all about the Bruce head at first, but this is looking so good. Here's our damaged one. Jeez. That is just so cool. Your guys' angle's even better than mine. Alright. Now one of the exclusive ones. This one always kind of scares me because you can see the wobble it's got. It is a good looking head though. They all just look so much better with that light on. It's just insane. Wow. So you can see us right here coming up close. He just looks so good with that on. Just so cool. You know what we gotta do? So we got, there we go. Get our little light on. Oh, how cool. Oh, look at that. Now, personally, this one's my favorite. Now I think this one actually fits the statue way better. It's just how he should be about this point in the fight. Looks so good. Even though that eye wouldn't be seeing anything at that moment. And even as excited as I am about all those heads, this will probably be the one I keep on there for the longest. Well, at least first. I don't know, I just really like it. I think it makes the helmet in the back work well back here. Get this side of Superman. Oof. How cool. What an angle. Now this, I actually did not show it in the video, but this was literally the last part that goes on. Now, like, if you come around here to this side, see the little Dark Knight Returns jumping Batman. Well guys, we're at the end of this video, and I gotta say, after sitting around with this thing for about a week and a half open, had to wait on the batteries as you just seen, but this thing is a monster. It exceeded all my expectations. It's such an exciting piece. It was worth the shipping. It was worth all of it. I think I've come to really like this head because it's the best of Bruce and the helmet. I just think it's so good on him. The lights in the helmet really just added a new dimension to this statue. It's just incredible. And if you were to see the size of this thing in person, now it feels a little smaller because I've been around it for so long. But when you first open this thing, it's just such a behemoth. It's just huge. And it still is. This thing is ridiculously big. I was even thinking if they were to have shaved it down just a little bit, you would have lost some things, but it could have been feasible. But I do like it the way it is. I think this is a piece that if you were getting it, you want it to be big. Kind of like Batman in the cave, how they're going to do just him in the chair, or him with all of his monitors and an Alfred. Excellent looking piece as well. I still have never done a video or put together my 1/4 of that version that came out years ago. But staying on topic, just everything with this is so cool. One thing I do wish they had done, Karen and I were messing with it with a light, is added a light inside this little kryptonite fog right here. I think that would have been excellent for this piece. And as much as the gun hand that goes way in the air, I like at this point just him slugging it out with his fists. I think that's enough. I do like that extra option, and I like all the extra heads, but I do think like right here, this is my favorite layout of it. But other than that, guys, this Dark Knight Returns statue, I know they say DKIII Master Race, but this is from Dark Knight Returns. I guess maybe they just put it under that licensing because it's easier to do that. But if you don't know what this is, go read The Dark Knight Returns. I think it's a 4-part, and at that point, The Dark Knight Returns is just the first book, but everyone just calls it Dark Knight Returns. And it's like Dark Knight Strikes Again, and off the top of my head, I can't even remember. But or watch the animated movie. That's when the DC animated movies could not fail. They were so good back then. Hush started the downfall with me, but yeah, excellent. I highly suggest this piece. I think anyone that's looking for something like a centerpiece to their collection, their coup de grace, this is it. This is so exciting and so cool. But thank you guys for going on this journey with me. And I know this video is pretty late, but it took quite a while for this thing to get to me. And then we had to wait on the batteries, or I would have had it up sooner. I'm going to be hitting you guys with a lot of videos coming up soon because I have a bunch of them just like waiting at the edge. I opened the 1/4 Dark Knight Batman. This is such a good figure. Absolutely love it. This is just the extra piece that came with him for being a special edition. But I got a backlog of videos, so if things pop up and they're a little random, it's just because it was filmed months ago, maybe one even a year ago. But thank you guys for all the love and support you've been showing me. I've been hitting the comments pretty hard lately, so expect that. But most of all, guys, thank you for all the support, and keep buying toys.